Well, 70th
All right, we
anniversary.
should be live now.
That's not good. My phone's good. That's 70.
All right, we are live. All right, man, what's going on?
So,
So, if whoever who doesn't know, welcome to our first episode of at least our first live episode. We're gonna be going live on the show. Welcome to TRCN Sports. We're gonna be going live, and we're just gonna talk some things about George Lombard Jr. and we're gonna be talking about really just the Yankees post game in general. So, let's figure out. So, Drew, we saw this Yankees game today. How do you think it's going?
I mean, a lot of different changes. I think
Uh huh.
they're working well with what they have.
Uh huh.
Players injured, but I think they're doing pretty good with what they have and what they can do right now.
Yeah, so I agree with that. What do you think? We got the stats over here on the left. Drew, you can't see it, but our viewers can. How do you feel about like what George Lombard Jr. did today and what other players as well did?
I think it's amazing what Lombard could do and
Uh
be
huh.
able to produce, especially just getting your first major league hit and
Yep.
for it to be a home run for your first one. That's just amazing, and it's a great experience for him. Rest of the team defense was pretty good. Jazz has had a little hot streak recently. Hopes he could keep it going.
Yep. I don't think. Listen, 2 runs they scored today. I don't think that's good enough to get it done. The Yankees need to start scoring more runs, and I think you agree with that too.
They do, definitely.
So yeah, the Yankees pitching, build him out today. Ryan Weathers, man, he pitched fantastic today. He
Did.
threw what was it, 6 or 7
I think he got
scoreless
pulled
innings.
in the sixth.
Yeah, in the sixth, he had like 80 something pitches, but he was just lights out. He had like 8 strikeouts. But you can't rely on other, you can't rely on your pitching every game to
And
do
you can't
something.
rely on other teams just not hitting.
That's
You need
exactly it. Because when you face teams like the Dodgers and other teams like that, you're
you
not
need to hit the ball.
you're not going to get a chance to do that. You need to start hitting the ball more, and that's what they did today. Well, not today. Yesterday they did that, and
Yes.
guess what? The one game that our pitching didn't work, we actually were able to hit the ball. So
I,
they're just such an up and down team. Luis Garcia Jr., man, he's been on a hot start in the 2 games he's been here. He had a nice single today. He went 2 for 4 yesterday with the home run. But I just want to talk about these stats here that we have right now.
I,
So as you see, we got Trent Grisham in the leadoff spot. Let's first talk about him. So Grisham, he's not having a good year to be honest. He's having an alright year,
to be
but
fair, he was injured,
he
but
totally
it's
fair.
tough back off that injury. But
Yeah.
it's just
Were you one of the guys that wanted to bring Trent Grisham back last year in free agency?
I did want him. I liked his energy he brought to the team. Just what he did to impact the team with his. He had some clutch moments.
Yeah.
He really helped the team out in the 2025 season.
Huh?
Because I was hoping he could
Produce.
produce a little more this year.
Yeah, I really wanted. I didn't really want them to bring back Trent Grisham. To be honest, I would have made him an offer. I wouldn't have given him the tender. I wouldn't have tendered the qualifying offer to him, which was 22.5 million. Um, but they did, and I'm not necessarily mad at it. I hope that Grisham, if he does start to get more of a slump, he's only batting 214. His OPS is only 699, so that's not great. He hasn't, really got that many homers this year. So we'll see. And in center field, playing center field, he hasn't done great so far. You have to admit that. He's been all right, but
Not
if
a lot of errors. He just hasn't got into
exactly, he doesn't
the
get.
balls that you want your center fielder to get to.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. So I'm pretty sure it was yesterday that there was a ball hit over Trent Grisham's head, and he kind of just like leaped for no reason. Grisham, he usually is very good at tracking fly balls, and that's why he's a great center fielder. But if you notice, he's not that fast. Usually a
He's
center fielder's
not.
fast, but Grisham
Yes.
isn't. He's just very good at reading fly balls. And every once in a while, Grisham will get caught, and people will realize, and like, you'll see on TV, Grisham, when he doesn't get a good read on the ball, he's not getting there because he doesn't have the speed to make it up. Like you saw
It's
it
like it's a double or a triple if the ball gets by him. It's
exactly. And every once in a while you're gonna have that. I don't listen. I still think Grisham's a great center fielder, but if I were the Yankees, I would not give him not make it an Anthony Volpe, Austin Wells type of situation where no matter what, nobody can take spots away from him, starts away from him. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's what I'm a little bit afraid of. I think the trade for Heliot Ramos kind of shows that that's not what they're going to do and that they are
That's
fine with
like if
taking.
he keeps messing up, they have other people who could fill in.
Exactly. And that's the right thing to do. You don't want to have a guy
It
where.
makes Grisham perform a little better knowing that his spot's not fully secured or anything.
Exactly. Especially towards the end of the season when he is playing for a contract. Um, you saw that a little bit this year with Anthony Volpe when he got called up the first time. Remember when Jose Caballero was playing great and
Yes.
Volpe was in AAA rehabbing.
Since he was injured,
Exactly,
then
he was
he's been
injured, and people were wondering, are they going to call Volpe up or are they not? Because Volpe, he was Volpe last year, and Caballero's been playing great in the big leagues. The Yankees decided to give Volpe a chance,
another
and
chance.
Volpe knew that he wasn't gonna have this spot forever. So he played hard, and he started to play great that first start. Since then, of course, he slowed down a lot, and that
Yeah,
eventually moved to George Lombard Jr. getting called up. But if we could get a little bit of that from Trent Grisham and Heliot Ramos, where both of them are fighting for that spot in center field or left, wherever they can play, I think
that'd be
that'd be great.
great.
Throw a little Spencer Jones in there. I would really, really like if the Yankees could do something like that.
Just have them all performing at their best,
It's
hoping to
exactly what
get the
you'd
one
want.
outfield position that's open. Since once Judge and Cody come back, it's really one outfield spot that's left open.
That's exactly what it is. One, Judge is going to be in right. Cody could play left. Cody could play center,
Cody
and
could left center.
Cody could also play first base. I don't
He
think that
could.
they're going to put him in first base. I don't know
We
why they
have
would.
we have like around three first basemen right now.
Yeah, right now you have Ben Rice, Paul
Four
Goldschmidt, and
maybe
then
if you
you
want to
also
put
have
Spencer there.
Luis Garcia Jr. could play first. Spencer Jones could play first. So we have a lot of guys that could play first. The question is, who do the Yankees want there? Aaron Boone said today that
That's a big
he
question.
said he's not going to be putting Ben Rice at catcher anytime soon. So you have to assume that Ben Rice is going to be the everyday first baseman once Giancarlo
Yes.
Stanton comes back.
So that leaves the question: what do you do with Goldie
What do you do with Luis
and
Garcia Jr.? What do you do with them?
Garcia?
So that's the next thing I want to talk about. So let's say the Yankees do decide to keep Ben Rice at first base because he's not playing catcher anytime soon, which I find, I don't know, I would give him a couple starts at catcher every once in a while. I wouldn't make him the everyday catcher, but every couple games give
Like
him,
kind of what they did with JC Scar, just like
yeah, kind of like that. But, I want Ben Rice in the lineup every day, but give him a couple starts at
yeah.
catcher just to get him in the groove. He hasn't caught a game in like months now. So, all right, let's go through it. Let's say our catcher is Austin Wells, right? Then let's say we're going against a righty pitcher. So Austin Wells is your catcher. Your first baseman's going to be Ben Rice. Who's at second? Is it Jazz or is it Luis Garcia Jr.? Because they
I
both
think
have to be in the lineup.
I think maybe Luis Garcia Jr. and then possibly move Jazz to third. And
That's exactly what I would do, to be
but then
honest.
what do you do with McMahon?
I think you just gotta put McMahon on the bench, let him platoon. Maybe come into the game later for defensive substitution just because of how good he is. So let's
Just at the
say
near the end of the game, if it's
exactly
like
close game, something like that. So let's say first base is Luis Garcia Jr. First base is Ben Rice. Second base is Luis Garcia Jr. Shortstop's going to be George Lombard Jr. That's just a
if
fact.
he can keep up his production.
Agreed. he should get a couple at least weeks at shortstop,
I
no
think
matter
they'll
what.
probably give him like 2 weeks if he's still producing.
Boone said that
Keep him
he's
there.
gonna give him. He would like to give him, a couple weeks, and he's the
Yeah,
everyday
give him some
shortstop
time there.
moving forward. And you got to remember George Lombard Jr. He could play other positions too. He could play third, maybe a little bit second. He's mostly a third baseman and shortstop though.
Has a good arm. If maybe, yeah,
I mean, George Lombard Jr. looked fantastic today. He
he
really did.
did.
He hit the home
Couple
run.
double plays, nice plays.
He made great plays in the field. Half those plays, like no disrespect to Anthony Volpe, was one of my favorite players. Still great guy, great person. But comparing what we just saw from George Lombard Jr. to Anthony Volpe, I mean, the defense is just totally different. And I really
Yeah.
do hope we did get George Lombard Jr. I think we did get a guy who's great and who's going to be a face of the franchise for years to come. And that's just going to be awesome. So,
Yep.
next thing is, what do we got? Left field. Who do you think's in left?
Like right now,
No, let's say everybody's healthy.
or when, all right, so everybody's healthy. So I'd say Judge and Wright, Cody. That's a tough. Cause can Grisham play left or not?
Not really. He's
Not
mostly
really.
just a center fielder.
And then Spencer Jones can play center. I'm sorry. What's the other dude's name that we got?
Oh, Heliot Ramos.
Yes. I say we have put Cody in left, and then center. Just let him fight out for that spot.
Okay. That's not bad. All right. So left, Cody's gonna be in left, of course. Right field is gonna be Judge. Center field, probably you put. I guess. I mean,
I guess you got to start Grisham there, and then just since Grisham has proven that he can play center field.
Yep.
You got to start him there, and then platoon them with Spencer Jones, Ramos, and just see what they can do.
Yeah, that's not a bad move. My question is, do the Yankees keep Spencer Jones in there? Or do they say, you know what, we've seen enough Spencer Jones, move him back down to AAA, and they really just forget it?
I said, yeah, maybe move him back down. Since now they traded for Ramos, and like Spencer Jones was filling in that position.
Yep.
Since there's injured players, and they kind of just needed an extra man.
Yeah, exactly.
But now we traded, people are coming back.
Yeah.
It's like he did his job, and I think you send him back down to AAA.
That's not bad. And it just sucks that, I would love to keep him up, but we just don't need another outfielder and another first baseman, really.
We really don't.
He wouldn't be a bad bench guy. I would like to see him a little bit in the minors just to continue his development and things.
And just keep him playing, It's better playing AAA than just sit the bench.
Exactly. So let's see. We have, our viewers can see, you can't see it, but so I have the MLB Yankees roster up right now. So the 40-man roster, we got Cody Bellinger. He's on the 10-day IL, which, by the way, Aaron Boone said that he's supposed to come back sooner rather than later.
Yes.
That's kind of like the same thing with Giancarlo Stanton, even though I feel like...
Do you think we should put Stanton when he comes back at DH, or what do we do with him? Because
Stanton just puts us in a tough spot. He really does, because he's always hurt. He can't play the
older.
field.
He can't play field, except he's such a dominant hitter.
He is when he's healthy. Yeah. Yep, exactly.
But it's just like it puts you in a tough decision on what to do, really.
So Stanton, I think it was last year that we put him in left field and right field for a couple games, but I don't think we could do that again.
He's slow.
Yeah,
he can't get to the ball.
Not even the fact that he's a bad outfielder, because you could have one defensive liability, but just the fact that he's going to get hurt, I feel like, if you put him in the outfield. If you have Aaron Judge getting hurt, if you have Trent Grisham getting hurt, times the injury is time 100, and that's exactly what Giancarlo Stanton is. So Giancarlo Stanton's got a DH if they keep him in the lineup. So G's the DH. Then you got Ramos also on the bench. You'll have Judge and right. I guess you'll have Spencer Jones on the bench. Trent
Yeah.
Grisham will be in center.
Cody and left.
Cody in left. Jason Dominguez in the minors. Then on the bench, you also are going to have Ahmed Rosario, Ryan McMahon, Paul Goldschmidt, and
So
All right, so
I don't know if I would want me personally. I would put Paul Goldschmidt over Giancarlo Stanton at DH.
really,
Maybe give Giancarlo Stanton like a week or two when he comes back from IL.
uh-huh.
And then if he's not performing, I know he's a veteran, and Goldie's a veteran too. It's just you gotta choose. And Goldie's been performing this year. He's hitting well. What's he's batting right now?
Paul Goldschmidt, I don't have it up right now. Maybe we could do that. Oh, here we go. Goldschmidt, he's batting, so last 7 games, he's batting .87. Last 15
That's
games, 196. Last 30 games, 147.
oh
So
wow.
that's really
That's not
really bad, to be honest. But
yeah. I
overall this year, he's batting like 245. So listen, he started off very very
he started
strong,
off really good. I
but
say you just give Stanton 2 weeks. Since right obviously Goldie's not hot right now.
yeah,
Yeah. Stay in a couple weeks. If he's not performing, he's just a liability. Since if he's at DH, his only job is to hit, and you need to perform at the DH spot.
that's exactly what they need to do, and that's just
So
not really what he's been doing, to be honest.
yes, so I say give him a little. If he's not performing, maybe just platoon him with Goldie. It's tough.
And you know what even hurts even more with the two? It's the fact that Goldschmidt and Giancarlo both crushed lefties. You know what I mean? Like, they're both righty hitters, and it'd be nice if one of them was a righty, one of them was a lefty, because then you could
Yeah,
say, all
then you
right,
could
we could
switch on
platoon them, we
everything.
could switch them.
Every
But we can't do that right now. And I'm going to be honest, the one thing that would fix 95% of all the Yankees' problems and who they could put where, and they're not going to do it, so it's annoying to talk about, but you just still have to. Ben Rice at catcher would solve 95% of all the Yankees' problems.
it really would.
You would have Ben Rice at catcher. His offense is
Goldschmidt
going to
at
go down.
first.
His offense would go down. We all know that. It sucks to say, but it is what it is. I don't think Ben Rice is going to be a terrible hitter if we move him to catcher, so I think it's fine. Then,
Yes.
let's say you have, I don't know, let's say we have Paul Goldschmidt at first, right? Goldie's at first. Second
He's
base,
a good first baseman. He's just
he's
getting a little
listen,
older, but
Goldschmidt's a better first baseman than Ben Rice, I think. Ben
he
Rice is
is.
still learning the position. Ben
Yes,
Rice
that's
can move
why I
better.
like them paired together. Goldschmidt's really helping, I think, Ben Rice at first.
Exactly. I think that one of the main reasons why the Yankees decided to bring Paul Goldschmidt back is to help the
Yes,
development of Ben Rice. Because
yes.
I originally, and I'm kind of just thinking of this right now, but I wasn't too happy about the Yankees bringing back Paul Goldschmidt.
I
I
remember when
wasn't
I found
annoyed.
out they got him.
Yeah,
It was like I didn't like the decision. It's the extra money spent,
yeah,
but then I thought about it. He could really improve the team. He helps the team.
exactly.
He helps Ben Rice. He helps the younger guys too. And
I
it's
wasn't necessarily annoyed with them bringing him back, but I'm like, okay, whatever. He's 39 years old. I mean, a little crazy to do that. Speaking of 39-year-olds, I'm just looking right here. George Lombard Jr. was born in 2005. He's young. He is
that
21 years
means
old. He's
you're
21.
20.
And then,
Yeah.
so you look at a guy like George Lombard Jr., who's born in 2005. Paul Goldschmidt was born in 1987.
When did Paul Goldschmidt make his debut? Do you know?
I do not know that. If I had to guess, I'd say Paul Goldschmidt was like maybe 21 or something. So Goldschmidt
That had to
was
be around the time that
he was born. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you really have like a dad in
Wow.
that locker room with Paul Goldschmidt.
You do.
And another thing I like about Paul Goldschmidt being in the lineup is when he's at first base, you know, every once in a while, Matt Blake will come out and talk to the pitchers, settle them down. But every once in a while, you'll have a meeting on the mound with just players. Sometimes, like, I feel like the players don't, they'll know what to say, but having a guy like Paul Goldschmidt, and it was the same thing with Anthony Rizzo when he was on the team,
Yes,
having a guy, a veteran on that infield that's knows what they're talking about, it's basically like having a pitching coach. And
it is.
that's what I like so much about Paul Goldschmidt. He knows how to settle down pitchers. He knows how to get them in the groove again. And that's just something you really need in a first baseman.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought the Yankees,
I
they what? Go ahead.
what else could we do at the catching position since that's a big trouble right now. That's
And it's so frustrating that they didn't make a move for, they could have
I
made a
really
move
wanted to
for.
stay
We
on
wanted
Warriors.
Ryan Jeffers. We all wanted Ryan Jeffers.
Yes,
I thought it was a done deal, to be honest. I thought Ryan Jeffers would 100% be a Yankee, and they didn't do it. They proved me wrong. It was disappointing,
mm.
but it is what it is. I said that it's
What's
basically a done deal. I said it's 100% Ryan Jeffers would be a Yankee, and it just didn't happen.
what's the what's the Rangers name?
Kyle
Catcher.
Higashioka.
Yes,
Yeah, so Kyle Higashioka
I
is another
wanted
guy.
him too.
We talked about Kyle Higashioka on the show before. Um,
Yeah,
Listen, I would have loved Higgy. I would have loved him back. I think he's a great guy, great catcher, good hitter, and he wouldn't cost much at all. And
he definitely
I'm
wanted.
95% sure he would be better than whatever catcher we have starting today, tomorrow, or the
Oh,
next day.
yeah.
And he wouldn't cost a lot. He's only in AAA right now, Higgy. And he's not even having a bad year. I would bring him
And he
back.
improved.
I mean, you could bring up a guy like Ali Sanchez. The Yankees just traded for somebody, a catcher that they got back in the Camille Doval trade. I'm forgetting his name right now, but your only options right now are Austin Wells and Ali Sanchez, the catcher position, and Ben Rice, of course. But like you said before,
But they're not.
Ben Rice is not moving to catcher anytime soon. So that position's
Aaron
really
Boone said
sends.
that too.
He said that exact. That's exactly what he said. But I mean, Austin Wells, man, he is just having a horrific year. I don't know if like people realize he's batting one. This is the stat that I was like shocked with today.
Yeah, we saw
Austin
this
Wells
today before
had
the game.
he has 8 home runs this year, and he has 16 RBIs. I mean, I'm not an Austin Wells hater. I don't try to dislike. I think he's a nice guy and he's a good defensive catcher, good locker room guy. But how do you have 8 home runs and 16 RBIs? I mean,
That's
that just doesn't make any sense to me. How it's even possible? Like, because let's say you hit a solo shot, then you hit a 2-run shot, then a 3-run shot, something like that. You should have at least 16 RBIs just from your home runs.
yes.
So other guys, now let's talk a little bit about the bullpen. So they just sent down Angel Shavili. I don't know if you saw the game yesterday, but he kind of sold the game
He
yesterday.
that was
No
bad.
offense to him, he's been lights
Was
out
that
in the
the
bullpen.
was that the eighth inning?
It was the eighth inning,
Mm,
top of the eighth.
yeah.
The Yankees came all the way back just for him to sell it
Came
again.
back 6-5, lets up 3 home runs. That
It's
was bad.
it's frustrating, but it is what it is. So let's see now. All right, Angel Shavili. He got sent down to the minors, and with that, they brought up Yeri De Los Santos. So he was up in the big leagues a little bit before this, in this year, and he didn't pitch great. That's just the truth. I have zero problem with bringing him back up. I would have loved if they could have got another arm at the deadline.
I want.
We're
I
on
actually wanted Mason Miller, but
we all wanted Mason Miller, but that would have
yes,
just we probably would have had to give our guy George Lombard Jr. and I just would not do that. I wouldn't trade George Lombard Jr. for anything. I do think that he is the future of this Yankees team at shortstop and just the future in general for the New York Yankees.
yes.
You know what a good question is? What's going on with Louis Heel? Do you have any idea?
I have. I haven't even seen him pitch in a while. Is
I
he injured right now, or just got sent down? What's happening?
I couldn't tell you. I'm looking into it right now. And I just don't see anything about it.
That's just
Uh Yeah, he's just in the minor leagues right now, I think. Maybe he's rehabbing. The guy's like always hurt. Um,
It's such a good rookie season.
that annoyed. I remember I was outside. I was sitting on a hammock, and I saw watching the game, and Luis Heel threw. I think it was like 13 consecutive strikeouts or something. Or he was like a strikeout away from breaking that record. And if Luis Heel could get back to very close to that rookie season form of his, he'd be great. And I wouldn't want Luis Heel to be a starter
Bullpen.
because he's done his time as a starter, and
We already
it's
have a
not
great
working the past
starting.
2 years. So move him to the bullpen. The guy throws high 90s, and that's originally what I thought they were going to do. But they didn't, and he just
First high
seems like
90s,
he
some
keeps
good
getting hurt.
movement.
I really do like Luis Heel, and I'm sad to say that he's in the minor leagues right now. I hope he's rehabbing, and I just didn't realize it. Um, yeah, but you're pitching, you're getting your guys back soon. You got Carlos Rodon, he's gonna be back probably late April, late what month are we in? August, late August. Clark Schmidt should be back sooner or later. He just threw a live BP to
Stanton.
Stanton. Um, and then Ryan Yarbaugh. To be honest, not too happy that he's still in our bullpen. I'm actually pretty disappointed that the Yankees couldn't have traded for anybody, at least one reliever to,
Who got traded for the Luis trade?
Luis Garcia.
Yeah, who'd we give away for the bullpen?
Um, Luis Garcia trade, to be honest, I do not remember, but who's the guy? Heliot Ramos. No, yeah, it was Giovanni Cruz. Giovanni Cruz,
Yes.
Jake Bird. That was who they gave up for
There was one other bullpen guy,
yeah,
but
for Luis Garcia. And then the person that the Yankees traded for yesterday was Heliot Ramos. And this trade is what I want to talk about right now.
who'd they give up?
This annoyed me. This really annoyed me on what the Yankees gave up for Heliot Ramos. So the Yankees gave 2 top 15 prospects for Heliot Ramos, a guy that's going to be a platoon hitter, that's going to be a sometimes center fielder, sometimes left fielder, right fielder. That's what Heliot Ramos is going to be for the New York Yankees. And it's just, I don't know how you could possibly do that. I find it ridiculous that you have a guy that for the Yankees, he's not even going to start every day. Once Judge comes back, he's going to be out of the lineup.
Yeah,
Once
once
Judge,
Cody comes, he's not gonna play that much.
it's exactly what I'm saying. Once Giancarlo's back, you think he's going to be? Do you really think he's going to be in the lineup?
No, he's just gonna be platoon maybe at the end of games if it's a blowout or
Exactly.
whatever.
So
Not,
I don't necessarily think that the Yankees are gonna keep him in the lineup every day and be an Anthony Volpe situation, and I hope they don't. I like what they're doing with Heliot Ramos. We'll see what they decide to do, but they're the New York Yankees. Only time will tell. I feel like I don't want to say that they're doing good so far because I don't I don't think that I don't think they're doing bad for what they traded for in the past few games. I just think that the Yankees could have gotten more for the value that they traded.
definitely.
You agree with that statement?
Yes.
Yeah. So far we've had 28 viewers, by the way. I don't know if you could tell. 28. It's 11:07 p.m. right now. Do you have any other things you want to talk about before we head on out of here?
Oh, not
Anything.
much.
A little Carlos Legrand, real quick.
Yeah, sure.
So Carlos Legrand, I don't know if you guys know who he is. I sure do. Uh, Basically, Legrand is a relief pitcher, starter pitcher. Basically, he's a starter that got moved to the bullpen for AAA. Um, the Yankees always wanted him to be in the big league sooner or later. Pretty sure he's our number 2 prospect behind George Lombard Jr. And we're at the point where we're just waiting for him to come up. He had Tommy John surgery earlier this year, and he really just has been hurt, to be honest. So that's what the Yankees are waiting for to bring him back. And it's more of a sooner rather than later situation. Like as soon as he's back, they will have him in the bullpen for the big leagues.
Definitely.
And what I have for you, my question is, do you think that bringing him back right away this year, as soon as he's healthy, is the correct move, or do you wait for next
Mm.
year, let him get more rehab assignments, let him, be in AAA again, and then eventually not trade, and then eventually call him up to be in the big leagues? Or do you want him for October?
I mean, I think like September around there. If we like, let's say last year, early September, we
Yep.
confirmed our spot into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think once around that happens, or a little before maybe,
Yeah.
you start giving him some play times, seeing if he can perform. Then let's say he's doing pretty good. I think maybe give him a spot in the playoff roster. But it's honest, I say let him see what he could do once. It's maybe in some blowout games or just whatever.
Yeah.
Just give
I
him a
would
little time and not. I wouldn't give him like a tough spot, like a safe situation or anything.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
I'd be fine with that. He throws hard. That's the main reason he's going to translate well to the bullpen. He throws like 100 miles an hour. Um,
he averages like I think 98,
yeah,
99.
something like that. I don't really think that the Yankees aren't planning on getting Carlos Grange back. I think that they are planning on getting him back just because of what they did at the trade deadline. Ryan Yarba is in their bullpen right now, which I don't really expect the Yankees to keep. Um, and also, I think the Yankees, the main reason they didn't add anybody at the bullpen for the bullpen at the trade deadline is this is how they see it. And goes for every position. This goes for the outfield, the infield, whatever. The Yankees see it as they're getting Clark Schmidt, they're getting Carlos Rodon, they're getting Luis Heel, and they're getting Carlos Lagrange back for this Yankees bullpen. And then they also see it as they're getting this is what they're getting at the trade deadline. And this is how Brian Cashman thinks, I'm pretty sure. And a lot of people think this way as well. I don't personally think it. They see it as, all right, at the trade deadline, we're getting Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, Giancarlo Stanton, Clark Schmidt, and all of them. And I see that as a silly way to really think that that's how your team works. Um,
Yeah,
and if that is how they think, I don't know why you would go ahead and trade for another outfielder with Heliot Ramos.
that's what I was confused about. Getting rid of like three top 15 prospects for an outfielder
Yeah,
that's just not gonna have start time always. Since once we get our main guys back,
yeah.
they're just they're not gonna have like much use for him.
I'm excited for them to get Clark Schmidt back. And I've been saying this since the beginning of the year. People were forgetting about Clark Schmidt. And listen, I don't think Clark Schmidt's like the best, a great player for the Yankees, but I think he's a very good pitcher for the New York Yankees. I don't love I don't know if he's going to do great translating to the bullpen. Um, I think he's a good starter. I think he's a quality starter. If there was a guy that they could trade away at the trade deadline, but it's already passed now, I really think that Clark Schmidt should have been a guy that the Yankees were
Definitely,
willing. I thought him, Luis
he
Heel,
definitely had some high trade. He would
Will
have some
Warren, yeah,
value.
Warren, Weathers,
Mhm.
Heel, and Schmidt. Them four are all guys, at least one of them, that I think that they could have traded away if they wanted to land an Adley Rutschman, if they wanted to land even a guy like Scooble. I think that one of them would go in a trade, and I'd be fine with
Oh,
moving on for
definitely.
one of them.
Yeah.
And going back to the Heliot Ramos situation, if they get, everyone was saying Adley Rutschman, the Red Sox overpaid and everything. The Yankees might have been able to get Adley Rutschman if they gave the two prospects from the Heliot Ramos trade, and then if they also gave a guy like Austin Wells or Ali Sanchez or JC Escara, because that's kind of like what the Red Sox gave. They gave Carlos Narvaez and then a few other prospects for Adley Rutschman, which Adley Rutschman, man, Brian Cashman, I'm pretty sure he said that the Yankees were in on him and that they were looking to go get him,
I
but
really like him personally.
I oh, all right, I think we lost um Drew mid conversation. Uh Nobody panic. I'm going to try to get him back right now. Um but while we're waiting, for some reason this comment section has been like it doesn't work. Um, I don't know why. So if you guys want to go into one of our past videos and just comment, what we have is in each comment section of each video, we have a pinned comment where it says a question. And if you want to go in that comment section, answer that question, and it would just really help us all out, help us all of our videos out. And that'd be really great if you could do that. New York Yankees post game reaction. This is probably going to be it. I lost connection with Drew. We're not going to be able to get him back tonight. It's 11:14 right now. I hope you subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe, like, stay tuned for all Yankees and really baseball content. We cover some NFL too, any really all sports in general. But please subscribe, like, and tune into our next live video. Thank you, and have a good night. And let's see you guys.